A lawsuit coming after you can wipe out your entire rental portfolio even if you have it inside of an LLC. An LLC protects you from the liabilities of your rental property, but the LLC does not protect your rental property from any liabilities that you have. Liabilities can be things like divorce settlements, lawsuits, or creditors coming after you or the rental properties. A rental property won't have a divorce, but bear with me. So if you have a lawsuit or creditors coming after you as an individual, they're coming after the assets you hold in your personal name. And when you hold the rental properties or the LLC membership in your personal name, it's accessible to those liabilities. Those creditors can force you to sell off your rental properties to generate cash to pay off the liabilities that you have, or they can garnish distributions from your LLC. If the courts decide you're not able to pay off those liabilities in a reasonable amount of time with those distributions, they can allow your LLC membership to be foreclosed on, allowing the creditors to take over the ownership, which means they can take over the voting rights, remove you as the manager, and liquidate the rental properties inside that LLC. And so when you hold the rental properties or the LLC membership in your personal name, it's accessible to the liabilities coming after you as an individual. What you can do instead is put the rental properties or the LLC membership inside of an irrevocable trust, and that will fully separate those assets from you as an individual, giving them asset protection. The reason that they have asset protection is because you have fully separate those assets from yourself as an individual. With an irrevocable trust, you cannot be the trustee or the beneficiary, meaning you have no control or benefits over the assets inside of that irrevocable trust. As an example, a trustee would be the person that would sell a rental property inside of the trust, and a beneficiary would be able to take distributions from the proceeds of that sale. And you are also no longer filing those assets on your personal tax return. And that's how you have the asset protection with the irrevocable trust, because you have fully separated those assets from yourself and your estate. So how do you put a rental property or an LLC membership inside of an irrevocable trust? The first thing that you need to do is set up the irrevocable trust. Once you have that document signed in front of notary and witnesses per your local state laws, then you can start transferring assets into the irrevocable trust. For the rental property, use either a quitclaim deed or a warranty deed to transfer the ownership of the rental property into the irrevocable trust. On those documents, you put your name, the name of the irrevocable trust, a legal description of the property, sign it in front of notary and witnesses per your local state laws, and then you would take that document to the county clerk's office and they will process it and transfer your property into the irrevocable trust. For your LLC membership interest, you would assign that membership interest into the irrevocable trust. You also need to update your operating agreement so that the trust can actually own the membership interest. And then once you have assigned that into the LLC, you want to make sure you are updating your records. You will keep these records with your irrevocable trust and also with your LLC documents. At this point, your assets are inside of the irrevocable trust, and with the rental properties, you need to make sure that you're updating your lender and your insurance company. Now, when you're putting the rental properties inside of the irrevocable trust, you need to make sure that you are talking to your lender before you put the rental property inside the irrevocable trust. The reason being is that the irrevocable trust will trigger the due on sale clause when you put the rental property inside of it if you have a mortgage on it. And so you have one of three options. You can get permission from your lender, refinance the rental property into the irrevocable trust name, or pay the rental property off completely so you don't have to worry about your lender. And for your insurance, you need to let them know that you have transferred ownership into the irrevocable trust. They will have to cancel your current policy and give you a new policy with your irrevocable trust listed as the named insured on that policy, and the trustee would be the person that would manage that policy. Now, with the LLC membership going into the irrevocable trust, you don't have to update your lender or your insurance company because your rental properties are already inside the LLC and they are not changing ownership. Only the LLC membership is changing ownership. Once you've done that, your rental properties or the LLC membership interest is now inside of your irrevocable trust. You have updated everyone, you have updated your documents, and you are good to go. If you want help setting any of this up, click the link in the bio, fill out the form, and schedule a time to talk to someone on our team.